I'm back. I had to watch the halftime show for the football. Because I promised, I was like, oh, I'm going up there to see that, so I had to come up. Okay, I'm back. So this is going to be a lot of parts. Okay, so the Divine Feminine, you're getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So you're getting at the point that you want to be able to get to know why also the Divine Masculine is within and so without. But the Divine Masculine is at the point that he is putting his truth, his sword down in the physical, but he still got that armor on. And I talked about the Divine Masculine having that military, you know, a lot of times the heart is checked out because when they go off into war, they don't use their heart and they try to disconnect from the feelings of being connected with home, such as family, loved ones, people that they left behind, so they can be able to actually go into those battles and wars. And so he's still coming back from whatever kind of things that he had done, dealing with experiences, jobs, people, things of that nature. And he's still bringing that to the relationship. However, he doesn't have that hard armor on, but he's got that military uniform, which is formal to say, I served time, I'm done the military, I've done the work, and I'm coming here out of uniform, but I'm not in my formal, like at war regalia on, but I have my military uniform on, which lets you know that he say I'm trying, but I don't have that hard thing where I'm coming in here to be able to do, like, battle against you. So like a lot of times maybe you all did a lot of arguing. He's bringing a lot of past things with him, very combative against you, combative against you. However, you're there seeming as if you're open, but you still got this childhood issues that's still playing a plague. The energies with the angels, they're working with you. And the childhood energy that's wounded is still like, I don't trust. Although you as the adult is saying, I'm willing to open up and to try this again. But but your childhood wound is like this, like, I don't trust them. And so that's the issue because it's already defensive. It's like we done been here before with them. So the reason why you're at this point that you want to get to know is because you want to mend some things emotionally. You want to mend the things that's going on with you emotionally, and you want to heal things emotionally with the Divine Masculine as well. You're also at the point that, to me, I'm picking up and saying it's not only doing that, you want to cut some cords, but you're saying also it's like I want to mend some things with people also. So I'm not going to say that whoever this is that's going on with you, you might want to mend things with the inner child, but you also might want to mend some things with a female authority or relative or things of that nature. Mom and somebody. It's not always the mom, so it could be auntie, friend, grandma, somebody like that. Another reason is because you want to come to the edge when it comes to love. You want to be able to have something to really spread love. You want to be more freer, and you want to have that courage to be able to move. I know in one of the signs they were saying that they didn't have the courage. And so you having the courage that's going to be able to help you, to propel you to go on ahead and go on the edge about just like a plethora of things in life. And it's not just only about the relationship, but it's also about you going on your mission and your purpose. So if you get that together, it's like getting to know how you think, getting to know your emotions, getting to know what's happening with this childhood wound that you have here. Is just really getting across the board and knowing who all played a part to put that wound inside of you is going to make a major big thing to shift within you this week. So you're working in the energies of Divine Feminine that this week that you're getting to know a lot of things. Like I said, getting to know you, getting to know all about you. So you're doing that, getting to know you, getting to know you like me. So that's it. You're also moving in the energies of understanding true love this week. This is the romance of a lifetime. You're understanding, not just either, it's like almost the greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all. So the greatest love of all, which is you, loving yourself. Starting with self-love, again, loving the way you think, Loving the emotions is what you express, honoring that. Right now, the divine feminine, you are the polar, the pillar or the foundation for the twin flame relationship right now. So you're in the lead right now. Your emotions is leading the way for your thinking, which is good because I read somewhere that was talking about you should always let your heart lead you, as far as because your heart, they did a study and they found out the heart is a better judge of the future or predicting what's going to happen in the future than the mind. I told the DM that too. Although right now you're getting assistance and help from the angels and guides or higher up of the powers that be to help to get this mind in line. Because again, he is still showing up with this military on, and this is so within, so without, just also with you, but also with your masculine as well. So the angels, you know, they're working. He's getting wired. He's getting guidance. Again, higher power or whatever you want to say is really working with him now at this time. Although he's still having this, he's kind of still trying to block his crown. And that's why they're trying to say, you know what, you're going to have to kind of work on that. You guiding that. But that's really the major thing that's going to help you to be able to get these downloads. So you're going to have to learn to let that go. You know that it's time to go. Emotionally, wherever you are right now, you know it's time to go. Wherever it is in your thinking. I think about what dream, divine Pisces 222 is talking about and saying that a lot of us say it's time to go. They're getting tired. They want to shift. They want to move. And I said that also in my other video. Some of us are kind of getting a little tired with that. And we're at the point that we're just actually just like to say, I'm just not moving at all. My famous saying is always saying, don't move until you see it. So you get a point that you just like, I'm at a standstill. I'm not doing anything. I'm not moving anything. I'm just going to stand in one spot until like some things kind of clear up. So that's going back to this faith here where you just trust fall. Just like right now, I don't know what to do next, so I'm just going to trust on you to be able to do that. And so emotionally, you don't know where it's leading you to, but again, you know the fates or your hopes and dreams and wishes, you feel that it's going to propel you and move you forward into the place you are. You're moving into the energies of understanding that you are truly blessed right now. You know that you're blessed and you want to be able to start these new worlds. And I see the divine masculine is right there in the center of your world as well. How you're going to be blessed, it really seems like you got to work with your third eye too. Energies. You're going to be able to breathe. You know, this is like a fresh, a breath of fresh air. Being able to know, oh my God, I like waiting to exhale. I can exhale now because it's here. You know, it's no guessing about it. Really, now I've been holding my breath about things when it comes to love. It's like really, if I start from the basis of loving myself, everything else is going to fall into place. And then I could just kind of breathe easy from this point on. You also understand you're moving into the energies, understanding that you got to chop wood. You got to let go. You got to sweep around. You got to clean up. Actually, physically on some things and mentally. Some of you all might need to clean up your space. Need to clean up your mind. Like that's another way how you could do that. Because my grandmother always said, cluttered space is a cluttered mind. Get to going and cleaning out some things. Also, that's going to help to move the energies along as well. So you'll probably be working on doing some cleaning of things too. And so it can open up some doors. Open up the doors to your path to where you need to also go. You're going to work with your passion. Now, this is what I'm thinking. Some of you all that might be in communication, not to be in communication. I'm picking this up that you're in the divine masculine by me having some chance to have some intimate time where you all really connect. Maybe it's a phone call or talk or something that is a way of some things that's going on that makes you feel a little bit more like closer than you had been before. And it's going to allow your heart and soul to sing with joy because it's going to be a move in which your thinking is doing the moving that's causing this thing to actually have some wings to it and actually get some flight and some ascension. Well, so as the divine masculine is also going to do some movements too as well. You have building blocks. So building blocks here in your emotions, you want to be able to, I'm getting a fork in the road, be able to build upon emotionally, you know, your passion, such as what is in their mission and purpose, so you can be able to build things as far as you going into your mission and purpose. Picking up, it's also because of this mood that this divine masculine does, how big or small it may be. you're going to feel like it's going to help you to revere you, put you high up on this pedestal and say, okay, I think we can build from there. I mean, I'm seeing him actually doing something that's giving me some hope and lighting up the light within me to become passionate about this journey as well. You're going to also, between these moves that's being made internally or externally as well, it's going to help you to be able to build a platform, help you to be able to answer some questions as to why things have happened spiritually the way they have been happening. It's going to help you to be able to sin because you're going to have some more knowledge on some things. With the divine masculine is heart of the matter is wedding. This situation involves marriage. So this goes twofold. I get a fork and a roll about this. However, this clarifying card throws me off in another way, but I'm going to go where I first had seen. If they're in a committed situation, person, place, or thing, which is a dojo situation, which means it's a situation that the universe or themselves or their higher power said they needed to be in so they can be able to learn the way as far as what is the true way in the light of who they are. This commitment is being questioned right now because I'm looking at the way he's looking on his face. His face is kind of like, I don't know how the hell I got here. This person looks like they just kind of just linked themselves to him, and just like I'm looking at you, it's like you the one that really got me into this situation with you. And, you know, or this person is just kind of like semi-gullible or naive, or that kind of linking on to them, and they're looking for them to be the way to light for them. It's like, yeah, where are we going with this? And he's looking like, I don't have a damn clue. I'm just here out of duty. And like I was told I was supposed to be here. Okay. He's getting to the point that, again, now he's thinking through his imagination. Some of them are daydreaming about either commitment with you, divine feminine, or some of them are also actually leveling up in their spirituality, and it's helping them to point up. Like, I want to ascend, I want to go up higher. They got the illusion here. They're getting together with their intuition and their awareness to kind of move past the illusions that's there. So I see them kind of almost got a string there, and they kind of tying themselves up so they can be able to be linked to their awareness and their intuition in this situation. So again, it's getting that connection into it. You know, it's like straight. I'm not connecting myself or tapping myself into whatever that, like somebody say tapping. There ain't no tapping into that. It's just like I'm really getting myself into alignment to understanding that intuition and awareness is actually who I am. So this is me getting in alignment, literally. And so they're matching. I'm picturing also some of them are sitting there and daydreaming and just really thinking and seeing about ways in which how they can be able to do this. Really be truly married, be in commitment. How would it be? Envisioning themselves with you and how life would be if it was just differently with just you and them. Okay. What things are we hiding? Clear. What things is the feminine, divine feminine hiding this week? What things is it? No, that's true. I do feel that. I can see it like y'all say, amen. And what is divine masculine hiding this week? I hear a lot of y'all say, amen. Them cards is on it. The divine feminine feels alone in the world. Right now, I was almost saying this is almost like the hermit. This is like the hermit flow. Right now, the divine feminine knows these things, want to get to know, wants the true love and wants the passion. But at the same time, it's in one of those readings for, I think that was at the water sign or somebody I could see. And the divine master is like, yeah, I want you. But the divine feminine was like, hold on, wait a second. I know you want me, but I don't know if it's time yet. Because again, she still feels alone in the world. It's a lot of things that she's trying to really find out and get an understanding as to what's going on. Why did things end up being happening the way they are? why some of these things coming up now energetically, now currently. That has to do with some things that's from the past. It's getting like brought back up again. There's like old files popping up on the computer that he said, I thought I put this in the recycling bin. Why this sucker coming back up again? And you know, I talked about that in another video. And then just really with this understanding that, you know, when it comes down to like the problems that the divine feminine has, like it's unique. Nobody else has this. I really truly feel very vulnerable. I've tried on all these different type of identities, what everybody on everybody's channels told me to do, what Jubilee 1111 told me to do, what Divine Unisouls told me to do, what Dream Queen had told me to do, what Divine Pisces has told me to do, Manifested Beautifully has told me to do, Soul Mission has told me to do, Pineapple Fish, Life Fish Coaching has told me to do, April Williams has told me to do, and I'm telling you, I done got to the point that said, all this stuff, I just want to be naked, because I don't know really what to be right now at this time. I just don't. It's this all this throwing at me, and I'm figuring I should have been much further along than I should have been by now. I should have this should have been coming together. He should be walking through the door. He's like, I feel somebody say, what the fuck? What is it? I don't understand what it is. The next thing I'm supposed to be doing, and I just feel like I'm just exposed to everything and these energies, and it's just like I just feel like I'm just alone. I just do. This is what I'm, and you don't want anybody else to know that, but this is what is actually what we're hiding at this point. Okay, all amongst all this extra nice thing. The divine feminine, divine masculine said, temple of my body. So the divine masculine is at the point that it's like he's at that emotionally. It's like what, you know, he's at defensive. He's got the defenses out. He goes into like automatic protection mode. Most masculine is like, you know, I shut down. I retreat. I don't talk. I go back to what I know. Those are my defenses, my defense mechanisms, automatically, without me even knowing it. Yeah, I heard you. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I smile. I ain't really into it, you know. Soon as you leave, you turn around, look at him. Soon as you turn around, you know. You seen some of those people. I've watched people like that. They just smile. They don't think nobody watching them. As soon as you look at them, and they like, they face go right back to rest face. You turn back at it and say, hi. So this is what we are. The temple, the body language is showing all of this. They might be lying, but the body is showing it. I think even this, and I'm on the same, and confirm what she's saying. The body is showing telltale signs about what is actually going on. So watch. If you see your divine masculine here, he really pretty much is showing through his body what's actually going on. This is automatically defense. So you might see him. Maybe he looks like he's tired. Maybe he looks like, a lot of times I can look at my divine masculine and I say, you're worried and you're stressed about something. He's like, what you mean? Which I just like what my mom used to say that to me. She's like, you know, you're darker. And I was like, what you mean by that? She said, yeah, most time when you get to worrying about that, and that's everybody, she said, they become darker. That's nothing but the aura and the energies that you're seeing. You look darker, you look grayer, probably look age, you could tell. I remember one time I came to my divine masculine, so I was here recently, and he got on, and I heard him talking, and I was like, okie dokie, over the PA system, and I was like, voice sounded very low, energy was low. I said, he ain't right. He's not right. He's showing it. Most time you can hear the joy and the happy to be in the position of authority, and he wasn't there. So everything about their body. So watch their body language. What they not. My mom always say, watch what they're not saying. So leave behind. read between the lines. Like say, I'm gonna watch your body language. So you see him, if he's in front of him, let him talk to you, and just kind of like, okay, like zone out, and then just like, okay, now I'm out of my body, and now I'm seeing me sitting there talking, and now I'm just like really looking at you, like, yeah, you know, your eyes don't look as bright as they used to do. You know, most of the time you twinkle, they twinkling, but it's something missing. Excuse me. So this is what they're hiding. Okay, watch the body language. Body language is going to tell about what's actually going on with the DM. Okay, if you're able to see and talk to. If not, you know, just read in between the lines. Clear. If you watching them on Facebook or your friends with her, watch something like the postings or something like that. You know, maybe the postings when I was able to see on his Facebook. That's a long story how that happened. Well, thank God I don't want to see it now. I stopped myself from that because that wouldn't help me when he even talk about, can I get understanding why you looking on Facebook? And what purpose does that serve you? Why would you put yourself through that? He's like, I don't even understand your logic behind that. I wouldn't even put myself through that. That's just like self-torture. Why would you do that? So that same thing. So if you are doing that and you say, well, we friends on that, we got to understand it, you know, watch in between some of the things. Like maybe sometimes you used to put little emojis at the end of something. Maybe don't put the emojis on the end of something. Say, something's off. Things he used to do inspirational. Maybe it's got like a more deeper, darker message into it. You know, it's a little stuff that's going to tell signs about him. So just look at that. For the divine feminine, what you have to surrender is low self-esteem. We know that. That kind of goes with this too as well. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Setting an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. If you don't have it, I would say go back to, if you had gotten my self-worth meditation, I would go back to playing that over again. Just to kind of build you up about being what is your worth as well. What else was that? I think also Kathy D has on her channel on Pineapple Fish Life Coaching. She has something about self-love. I will watch that as well. That too. I'll text her and ask her, can she do a quick video on a low self-esteem? What could you do for that as well? I'll ask her, can she do that as well? I don't know how fast she could get it up there, but I will ask her to do that too, about what is the cognitive in your mind, how you can change and shift that too. But most definitely, we got to work on that low self-esteem, that self-worth, what we think we are not worthy of having. If you don't have that meditation, go to divineuninsouls.co and get that. For the divine masculine, he has two things he's got to surrender. Surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So you got to learn how to pray. You know, for some divine masculines, they do it as cosmetically, like mine say, I pray for you. But a lot of times I think when he prays, I don't believe that he's really believing in himself. Now, he can pray for me and that stuff can get manifest because we're two in agreement. We're in agreement that it's going to happen, you know. And I sincerely believe that when he prays for me, that he believes it does, and it does happen. Now, I pray for him, but then it don't, because he don't believe that it's going to come into fruition about this stuff. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. You know, it's got a challenge always. It's got a challenge behind it. Maybe I need to change, because I always say when we do pray, it's got some kind of extra tackled onto it. So we both, since we're mirroring each other and we are each other, we got to watch that and saying, okay, we know it come, stop looking for something else to be attached to it, that we got to jump through one more hoop. So that'll be both of us. And so, or that would be me. So we got to understand that some of these divine masculines have really have checked out on the praying thing. It's like they don't believe. They've got some kind of anger issue God, because in some ways it's like, how could I get myself into these kind of positions like this? And some of them, like, they willing to pray because they want to pray them out of these situations, these dojo situations that they like, I wish I could find a way. I don't know how to find a way on my own. So I want you to just go ahead and just pull the plug on this whole situation and get me out. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. That's what I just said about this when we praying. Not believing it's going to happen. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you own your power and so in your life. Some of them believe it because their backgrounds, they don't believe they should have it because of what they done to the divine feminine. They shouldn't have it, you know. Some things about themselves. It's like they got low self-esteem too. That's kind of goes with mirroring each other. Low self-esteem for the divine feminine. Low self-esteem, outdated beliefs also about yourself. That's low self-esteem too, in its own way. It's your ideology and your principles and beliefs about self, and this is about low self-esteem. Where does that come from? Your ideologies, your beliefs about self, okay? What things do we need to work on as far as in our divinity this week? Clear. I'm going to think about I got to go back to work. Yeah, I do. Divine feminine for the divine feminine. Let's reach. Got this. Woohoo! But this one too. So for the divine feminine, forgiveness. That's true. Surrender low self-esteem. Some of this low self-esteem stems from you not being forgiving to yourself. Again, going back to having that compassion. Like I said earlier too, about that mercy. Forgiveness. Mercy and forgiveness is kissing cousins. It's the same thing. Learning your emotions. You might have to also be that lone wolf. Again, you got that wolf in there again about alone. Get to the point, hey, it's okay that I'm alone. You know, maybe this gives me time to be able to love on myself, work on this low self-esteem, because I have no other people that's distracting me from me not being able to get to know myself. Like this weekend, I went to go service the car, my dad's car, at Subaru dealership. Dad showed me in so many ways, because I said this weekend was kind of hard because it's the Super Bowl weekend. And a lot of times I do a lot of things with my dad, for my dad during the Super Bowl weekend. And it was kind of hard. I told Dad, I cried a little bit. I cried a lot to the DM and just to him and letting him know that I miss you. I know, but the little girl in me was like, I miss my daddy, you know, point blank. Period, as the kids say. And so I was like, I know you, and I could feel him. And I mean, he was showing back to back. I'll show it on community tab. Just tangible. He was moving through the dimensions and just showing you, your daddy's here. I'm with you. Showed me, my dad likes to, when his nose run, he likes to show folded pieces of paper. He like to take paper towels and fold it up. And then he just dab it. He used to get on me and my mom's nerve about that. I said, Daddy, why don't you just blow your nose? Blow your nose, Daddy. Daddy blows his nose. He wouldn't blow his nose. He always liked to just fold it and just go dab, a little piece of paper on his nose. I said, Lord. And then when I did get him to do it, I said, blow. I said, what? He said, ain't nothing come out your nose, Dad. It is something coming out your nose. You can hear. Well, if ain't nothing come out your nose, you go blow. It wouldn't be nothing, but then you go all that stuff. It's something in your nose. We ain't gonna have this debate. So anyway, so he would that part. I got my ear burning. He would do that. I saw what I looked at the dealership. Is a piece. It was a piece of fold up paper towel on the floor, like how he folds it. Went out of there. Went to go eat. Had a nice time sitting by myself at the restaurant by myself. At some, because I was hungry. I said, I cannot wait till I get home. I'm just gonna eat. Felt so at peace. I sat there. I stopped thinking about ideas about what I wanted. That's what I came up with the trust workshop. It was like him and I having conversations like I used to do. Get bouncing out ideas about what I wanted to do. In my head, wasn't there. Waiter came, put the water on his side of the table, where he would sit across from me. And I said, that's odd. His man said, you want some water? I said, yeah. He puts it over here or on the other side. I'm here and places the water across from me. I said, interesting. Then the day knew my get in the car, like I gotta go go get my furry baby some food. Everybody know that my dad's crazy about all of my pets that I have. He knew when I say he was the role of the grandfather, his name was Grandbuddy. When he's Grandbuddy, he's crazy about it. My dad would like spend hundreds, 200, 3. It wouldn't be nothing for him to spend on my kids about getting them treats and stuff like that, because that's just how he rolls. He's like, if that's all she have right now, them is my grandkids. Crazy. Went there. So I'm going to Pet Spot. Lo and behold, who comes in front of me? I got a man with a license plate that said Dad 88. Now from a distance, it looks like his exact initials, which would be BB, Dad BB. But when you got up there, you see it said Dad 88. I put it on a community post, so you know, I say, Dad, you got to give me some tens, because these people is not going to believe you hung out with me all Saturday. All Saturday you hung out with me. So I still cry, because it's like, oh my God. It was beautiful that he did that. He tangibly showed up in the spirit world and showed me evidence that I'm here. That I ain't gone. I'm never that far away. I'm a heartbeat away. But, you know, still, the child, the human, understanding and processing. That's the same thing, like I said there. Alone, I felt the most peace eating there by myself and really just thinking and brainstorming and enjoying the company of myself. Now, I know once upon a time, that would be a hard thing for me to do. I would feel nervous. I always wonder about what everybody's thinking, what they seeing, all that. That's low self-esteem. It's like I'm eating there, you know, whatever. Very nice to the hostess. I know the rules when you go and eat by yourself. You leave your coat. You let the hostess know I'm going to the washroom, so they don't think you're trying to cut out and don't pay for the bill, you know, all that stuff. So my thing is, get comfortable with being alone. That Saturday was something very therapeutic, much needed. Although my mom was nervous about me going by myself, I said, listen, you got to get to the point. Now, you think I had this show and I'm talking to these angels and everything. You think they're going to let me go out there in the world and I'm going out here unprotected? Not so. I said, and I got Dad now in the other form. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen about what you're saying, unless I will it and I said and I've done something to open myself up for that to happen. But otherwise, no. So that's where we are right there, as far as with the divinity of understanding of forgiveness and how to be able to be alone. So that's what we work with, forgiveness. Where's your cards? Oh, you over here. I was like, wait a second. Then I came out and said, that's not us. So you got to learn how to be able to forgive. And, you know, about this, understand that you have to be alone. You know, being upset about that, you have to do that. Forgive the situation and things that led you up, that you have to be there at this point. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. I could be whatever plethora. It don't have to be divine masculine. I could be upset about how this came about with my dad in the past and everything. I have to forgive everything. Forgive myself. Forgive the anger I might feel at that time. I don't feel that much, but you know, anybody, I can understand that, depending on like my mom's thing. That's her husband, and you know, she said, I'm angry, he left me, you know. So my thing, learning to get to that point to say it's okay to be alone and to forgive in that process while you're doing that about the situations that led you up to that. Okay, with the divine masculine, you need to also think about the goddess of rage. Be all right in your emotions. It looked like that was in somebody's card, one of the things too, about be all right to be about anger and knowing how to say no. You know, about that. Get enraged about what's going on here, about these outdated beliefs of yourself. You know, then that's going to help you to find courage to go on and, you know, like, and get a handle. Because sometimes when you see lions, that can represent your ego. Get that ego in check too to get rid of those beliefs. You know, and Ray's like, nah, that's not going to work. Just like I said in the video and the other one about the ego. Sometimes you got to check that ego. Say, y'all, thank you. I know your job is to protect me. You're doing a fantabulous job of doing that. However, you need to go over there on the side and let my higher self and me go, and the powers that be, go work this out. I've heard your thing. That's nice, okay? So you got to get enraged, to get courage, to have that conversation with yourself within, so you could be able to, again, get a handle on that ego, okay? You rage, a lot of people say, oh, that's not good, but rage can fuel you to kind of get off your keister and start doing something. And again, you got to have, here come these boundaries again. The divine masculine, and that's your energies too, divine feminine, and your aspect. You got to have boundaries, because see, you got the world in your hands. You got some things that you seeing This like a crystal ball that you see in the future you want to see happening. You got your sword of truth there. It's pointing down, which being able to stand in your truth and be able to stand in your truth and be able to know where you want to go in your future's in your hand, and you've foreseen it. You know what you envision. You know what you want to see yourself moving towards. You got to put some boundaries on that, and you've got to protect your identity, who you are, who you're evolving into, and what you want to be, divine masculine. And you've got to set these boundaries. That's why I say it's okay for you to have rage about it, because sometimes you just got to say, no, I said no. I meant it. I understand about how you viewing about me and me being in this relationship or whatever, and this marriage, or you trying to understand why I want to leave this, and I'm telling you I don't want to be here no more. It looked like I got everything, the house, the car, the kids, the whole enchilada. It looks like we are Brady's bunch, or we looking like we are just really the ideal American family. But I'm telling you, I'm miserable. This is not what I want to be. I do not feel love. She's looking at me to lead, and I'm telling her, in this relationship, I don't have an idea or a clue as to where I want to go in this dojo situation. I don't, because I don't see no future in this. And so that's why I'm like, I don't know what to do next at all. Now, if I think about me sitting here about the divine feminine, I got a clear idea. I got some ideas about some things that I want to do and when I try. But when I sit here and I'm thinking about this situation with you in this dojo situation, I don't have a clue as to where I'm going. And that's not good. That means that this really has no future in it. And that's why I'm channeling for him. Say this has no future. If I can't see it and I can't envision what's my next step, again, that's like the heart we did earlier. The heart has checked out in this situation. There is no passion in it, and I don't want to, I don't know, I'm just here. I'm just a body, a shell of a body that's just here in this situation at all. And she's looking to me, and I was like, I wish you get a life, whoever the situation you in, that's in the situation with them. I wish you get a life, and you go ahead and pick up your bed and walk and go ahead and do something. So we really two fools and don't know where we want to go in this situation. You looking for me for direction, and I'm looking at something else to give me higher power to get me out from this, because I have no clue as to where I want to go. Okay, speaking about that, finishing channeling with the DM. Yeah. What is the energies? Clear. That the divine feminine is moving to, and what is the energies? Ooh, she gonna have some action. I know this. And what is the energies? Thank you. Woo, we got fire. Okay, that's good. Fire. Doom, doom, doom. Oh, I know fire is action. So it's action this week from the divine feminine, and it's action for this week from the divine masculine. You have a queen of fire for the divine feminine, and you got a 10 of fire from that. So that means in our emotions, we're going to do some action. We're going to have some actual movement here. Queen of fire for the divine feminine. Creative collaborations and soul connections, passion, inspired by spirit and artists. Then we have passion already there. I am capable of strong friendships that inspire me and encourage me to express myself in my own way. That's going to help get rid of. That's the energies you're moving towards while you handle this low self-esteem and you surrender it. I am capable of strong friendships that inspire me and encourage me to express myself in my own way. I co-create with others, dedicated to a vision of achieving the highest good of all. How might I join in the dance of co-creation, letting spirit flow through me and inspire me to express my passion? That again, getting to know, co-create, getting within yourself, so within, so without. With the divine masculine energies within, and so the divine masculine out. And co-energies to me is like getting all this together. Get this divine masculine within yourself together, getting these inner child wounds that you're dealing with, because everybody got to co-create, and you got like conflicting energies here you're open, but he's coming here with these boundaries from him as a masculine, from hurt, from being in the battlefield of love. Love is a battlefield. Do, do, do. From him being love in the battlefield or whatever situation he coming from. And then you got this childhood woman talking about you like trust, and they say, oh, hell no, we ain't trusting him. We done been here before. Everybody got to co-create. You got to get everybody on board, okay? So you can have this passion. This is what you're aiming for you in the divine masculine. And then the 10 of fire is, I may be overwhelmed. Oh, okay. He's thinking this way. He ain't moving, but I can feel him. 10 of fire. Burning away, releasing the excess endings, clear way for beginnings. I'm going to say that again. The divine masculine is in a 10 of fire energy, which is burning away, releasing the excess, endings, clear way for beginnings. I may be overcommitted and have taken on too many burdens. Didn't I just go through that? Oh my God. I'm going to put up here, must see on this one about the divine masculine. In this moment, I do the work of decluttering my life. I just talked about cleaning up. All that I release will take new form and serve the greater whole. But I am no longer need to hold on to it simply must, hold on, slow down. But I no longer need to hold on to it simply because it once seemed to have value for me. I thank it for what it did for me, but say goodbye to the emotions, relationships, and situations that I realize do not belong in my life anymore. Didn't I just say that? So they saying the Spirit is answering you, divine master, and I hope that you're watching this, because I said DMs need to make sure that they watch this. And this is a much watch, okay? Because, again, it's telling you, get rid of it. This is how you're going to be able to, you're going to declutter. It served its purpose. This could be a karmic or a dojo situation coming to an ending of a cycle. And the only way that it's going to end is that you got to get rid of it, because, again, they say it has served its purpose. It is no need for you to keep on hanging on to it or letting it hang on to you, because right here, this is her hanging on to you. You ain't hanging on to her. Well, it's in my ears because you got your arm like that, but she's kind of like that. So it could be some codependency. No, I got a fork in the road. They say, no, stop that. It's really both of them clinging on to each other. Okay. It might not appear like it, but he is. Okay. All right. I'm finished with that. So you got to do just like what I said there. I realize it does not. These situations, it's time for me to say goodbye to the emotions, the relationships, and the situations that I realize do not belong in my lifetime anymore. Okay? And it's time to say goodbye. Okay? I'll make sure I put that down. Okay? What is the divine? What do they want to say? Clear. Excuse me. Release. Thank you. What does the divine feminine want to say to the divine masculine? But like, I want to say a lot after that. What does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? Hold on a second. There's one card that caught my eye too. Okay. What do you want to say? Okay. So, divine feminine says, I'm just going to read it and you interpret it. It's your turn now. Because if I told you now, it's you doing that. Spend some quality time. I was just about to say, I want to spend my life with you. The Eric Benet song. Spend some quality time together. It's imperative that we spend quality time with those we are significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. Whether this is 3D or 50, spend some time getting to know your other half. This again, you said that, divine feminine. You're like, I really want to do this, and I'm sending this message to you that I want to do that. So again, do that. I think divine Pisces 222 said she was having a live on that today about how you could be able to talk to the 5D communications. So watch that. That might help you to give you some understanding about that. Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Jupiter 1111, Kenya, I'm going to shoot you. I guess I'm giving assignments all over the place. Can you also, I like your spin too, about how can you communicate with your beloved, because I'm hearing some feminists say, I don't know how to do that. How do you communicate with your divine? Because I know you did that one time with mine, and he was like, what? And you said, oh my God, he's connected to you. Like, I was just saying, I wasn't talking, I won't talk to you right now. So you can do that too as well. Something about how you connect that a little bit. I'm not professing, I don't, and you better explain it on that one. But how can you communicate with them too? Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Okay, so she's saying, the divine feminine is saying to the divine masculine, you want this thing called love, but you got to get committed to it. You know, how committed are you? Let's take a real sit down, a checklist about how committed are you doing it. And some of that, if you really committed about what things you've been imagining and daydreaming, and you say, I can actually see in a vision when it comes to you, then you know exactly what you got to do. You just don't want to do it, but you know exactly what you got to do. So stop saying, I don't know what to do. You do know what you have to do. In order to begin something, you got to what? End something. Okay? Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. Choose love. You will always have a choice as to what you should do. And she's telling you, although you're saying, I don't know, but she's saying, if you choose love, if anything, choose love, and you know, the universe will direct your path, okay? Appreciate this moment. Divine masculine is telling the divine feminine, appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and to find love, which is true. So just right now, live in the now. Just learning how to love yourself. And then everything also, too, will come unto you. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. I feel like somewhere internally somebody wants to cry about that. It endures. If this love is as true and as pure and as intentional and as overcoming as any obstacle and is as strong, as powerful as we believe it is, it's going to endure and it's going to last and it's going to overpower any obstacle that comes in its way. It's going to be victorious in it. Okay, I see 47:22. Okay, and then we have romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. What I hear him saying is start with you, and then romance, another thing, daughter romance is like magic, creating magic and manifesting things to occur and to happen. Also in your life world and affairs too, okay? Just becoming like the magician card. Also, that's another thing. I learned that from another reader too. And I was like, oh my God, that's a different way of looking at things. What does the universe want to say? Overall, this is like the Super Bowl halftime clear edition of this one. But this is good. Can I have just one? I feel like it don't need all that. You got the answer just in one thing. Yeah. They choose you. Now, that's another nice way to wrap it up. To the divine feminine, the divine masculine chooses you, and for the divine masculine, the divine feminine chooses you. You might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a bit. But there are those who choose this very lifetime in large part knowing you'd be there. Now, that's what we call a reputation. Hugs the universe, and that is true. Some of us signed on to do this thing because they knew you were going to be right there. As I said, let me just spend my life with you. Was going to exactly be right there. How do we seize the carpe diem for the divine feminine? and for the divine masculine, because it says 2 different messages. Okay, and we wrapping it up. Divine feminine, I'm sorry. Make each day your masterpiece, John Wooden. And even though we think of the goal as some future state to achieve, the real goal is always the life of this moment. This moment, this moment. Charlotte Joko Beck. That's what the Divine Masculine was telling you. It's living the now. Divine Masculine, dare to live the life you have dreamed for yourself. Go forward and make your dreams come true. Ralph Waldo Emerson. That's what you need. And the Spirit is telling you to do that. How you going to seize the day? Because it's saying you have these dreams. And for you to actually go in the season, go after what you love and what you want. Parade through each day convinced that every task brings you closer to fulfilling your dreams. Og Mandino. That's true. So just go on here forth every day when you're doing this, whatever with the intentions. Everything that I do today sets me closer to being with the one that I love. Everything that I do with the intentions and the objectives and the movements and the actions puts me one step closer to my being with my divine. Everything that I do. So the universe will start making things manifest and shifts and moves and say, oh, okay, they want everything to show up to make sure that it's moving him like a pig in the pen, or like a horse behind that, like, you know, like in the stable or whatever it is. Like it's just going to keep them right there on track, like blinders. This here, I'm not looking this way, that way. He's staying right on track to go, and we're going to make sure we put everything in his path to make sure that this happens, that it manifests. All right, then. This has been truly pretty much another hour. That doesn't surprise me at all. This is a must-see with this one. I'm putting star for the Divine Masculine on here, because this stuff was just like all aligning and coming together on this. And I see why it broke it up into different parts as well. So you have to make sure that you see and you look at this one. This is a must-see. So if you want to read them with me, go to divineunisols11.co. Remember, I have the special to DM. 411 special for 30 minutes for $22. And then I also am going to go to my email to go to divineunisols11 at gmail.com to sign up for my mailing list, so you can know when I am doing the trust workshop. Okay, and you can get the code for the workbook at a discounted price at $6.50. Otherwise, that you'll be paying $11.11. And when you go there, it'll be released that morning. What's that? That's me. It'll be released that morning. Okay, so you can be ready for the class. Okay. All right then. Until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste. Namago. Love you.